Right, we should be live. Right, go. Yep, yeah, we are. Right, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for that delay. Unfortunately, somebody readied up during the session before we started, which meant they got put to the back of the grid. Which was, am I right in saying, was it Isaac Andre, David, who's now been put to the back of the
No,
grid?
it was
in
Instinct Will.
Instinct will, not a problem. But we will be very shortly underway here in China, ready for everybody to get going. Currently on their formation lap, and it will be interesting to see where everybody comes and where everybody finishes. David, who is your pick for the winner of this race, David?
I would say Connor. I can feel it.
Connor, you can feel Connor winning it. It's a big shock on his debut,
Yeah.
especially he's not that far behind Bruno. It would be a big shock, David, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to do it.
I can feel it. Bruno Will has won every race so far, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. But you never know. Like we had today in Monza, it'll be interesting to see what can happen during a race, David. And anything can happen during a race. It's a Haas 1-2 at the front of the grid here in China, with the Alpha Tauri in third, along with BCC Legends in fourth. We're getting ready here in China, ready for this race start. And am I looking forward to it as we wait for the rest of the grid to file up on the grid. Right, okay, lights are beginning to start. The best option we have is this one. David predicts a stop of a medium hard or a soft medium here in China. Lights out, but obviously it's Cold Masters and there's always a glitch. And it's lights out and away we go as Bruno Will doesn't get the best of starts. Connor is already up into P1 with the McLaren in P2. BCC Legends got an amazing start. Bruno Will down to P3. It's the Haas, then the McLaren, then the Haas again with XRBR. Presto's already challenging FXBR into turn 3 and got that exit. He's up into P4 at this current moment in time. But what a start Connor and BCC Legends had, as BCC Legends is challenging Connor now into Sector 2. They're trying as much as they can. BCC Legends goes down the inside into Sector 2 and trying to go around the outside now, but doesn't manage to get it. He stays P2 at this current moment in time. It's Connor R P1 with BCC Legends P2, Bruno Will P3, Presto P4, Toby Griffiths with P5, FXBR in P6, Kenneth in P7, Noam P8, and Speedy P9 with Marshall. As FXBR goes spinning round into at the end of Sector 2, and he ends up in P16 there. On board with him, gets hit into turn 1, and he loses positions. Going down the back straight now, Speedy is challenging into Noam round, into the hairpin. Is he able to get the job done as he goes round the outside of the Ferrari, into the trying to get around the outside of the Williams, doesn't manage to do it, and Speedy says P7 right behind Noam, putting him under pressure as Connor R sets the fastest lap of the race so far in P1 of the 35.6. And let's see what is able to happen as Kenneth is in the pits already, I think, with a broken front wing, David. And so is Gibby, not far behind on the mediums.
Yeah, I saw Gibby fall back and he had damage, but apparently Kenneth too.
Very unfortunate for them too, as BCC Legends is looking to challenge the Haas of Connor R 1611. Looking to try and challenge him with Bruno Will not far behind David, the pole sitter, in P3. But we got Presto behind Bruno, Toby behind him. Both Williams close together with Toby and Noam. Speedy not close far behind in the Ferrari. Marshall in the Sauber in P8. Isaac Andre in P9 and onto the podium in P10 as Boots has lost a couple of positions there and he is now in P15 in the Sauber. Bruno Will makes the move as well on BCC Legends, and he's got ahead So it's back to the Haas 1-2, but not how we expected it, David.
No, that thought was, but yeah.
BC Legends in the slipstream. Is he going to try and make a move down? Bruno will. He's going to try and make a move down the inside. And he does. Can Bruno will do the other over? Yes, he does. He's come back at the McLaren.
Oh
the Haas and the McLaren side by side. Going into the last corner. And BC Legends stays ahead of the Haas with the Renault and the Williams. Very close behind here for P2. Here on the grid as they go through turn 1. The long left right-hander of turn 1. The Renault having a little sniff at the Haas, but decides to back off and not make that move. And the Haas stays in P3. And now a 1.8 second gap to Connor and the McLaren in the lead. And what a couple first starts we've had already, David.
Yeah, and yeah, only FXBR that's banned and Kenneth and Gibby got damage. Otherwise, it was a good start, a good couple of first laps.
A very good start from some of the people, Speedy especially, David, who crashed out in qualifying, and he's currently in P2 as Isaac Andre has lost it. He's on the grass in the Red Bull, and he's lost a couple of positions there. He's now in P14, right behind FXBR and in front of Boots.
And
As
Connor is
Bruno will
already
be looking.
Connor already have a 2-second gap.
And here comes BRL Bruno Will, who's going to try it down the inside of BC Legends. He's got DRS enabled, pulls in front, and that's his move done. It's back to a Haas 1-2. BC Legends looking to fight with every ounce that he has in that McLaren, but is unable to defend from Bruno Will and runs a little bit wide there, going through the last corner. Very interesting race so far, David. A bit of a gap already at the front between first and second, but between second and sixth, or should I say fifth, there's already still a close gap waiting for that P2. As we have, I think, look, who's on the hard compound tyre, started on the hard compound tyres and currently behind the Red Bull of Maddis Gabriel Boss, and close behind him with FXBR on the soft compound tyre. A lot of battles across the field at this current moment in time, a bit of gaps between some of them, but a lot to go, a lot to happen. There's still a full race to go, David.
And Noam has Speedy right up his gearbox.
He really does. That Ferrari wanting to get past. He's quicker than most Ferraris in real life, but he's trying to get past this Williams. As we saw today in Monza, Vettel with a brake failure and Leclerc crashing out at, I can't remember the corner, David. What was the corner? That hairpin in Monza.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
But he crashed that hairpin, which was very unfortunate. But this Ferrari seems to be doing better in Mr. ERN speed. He doesn't manage to get past Noam, as Noam stays ahead, but had a big lockup, did Noam, in the hairpin, which is very unfortunate for him. But he's still very close behind David, and Speedy could make a very good position here as Presto and BCC Legends are challenging each other as Presto gets ahead of BCC Legends in turn 1, and that puts the Renault into P3 as ERN Speedy also is challenging Noam in turn 1 and turn 2. He's very close behind as not Speedy spins and touches Noam slightly, and Speedy is in the barrier, maybe a bit of front wing damage there, and he's currently now into P15, David, with a left end plate missing, and that isn't going to do very well for him. Just as we were talking about the Ferrari and this one doing better than the ones at Monza, he spins it and does exactly what the Monza boys did, and there goes the Ferrari. Very unfortunate there for Mr. ERN Speedy.
I don't think it's over yet. Into the pit fast,
No.
new wing and sets of hard tires, and
yeah, very much
no
indeed,
more
David.
mistakes.
As it's not over until the fat lady sings, David, and Bruno Will is already within a second of his teammate. 7 tenths behind his teammate in the Haas of Connor R.
Oh my
We've also
God.
got BC Legends challenging the Renault. Marshall is challenging Noam. Marshall goes down the inside at the hairpin. He gets that job done. Marshall moves up into P7. Maddie's Game Boss is very close behind. Instinct Will. And there's a lot of battles, David, up and down the field. And Noam pits very early. No damage so far from him. But that is the strategy here in China if you're doing the two-stop. I imagine, David, do you think he's going to go on the hards or go on the mediums?
Yeah.
He's gone
I
onto
didn't
the
have
hards.
time to say. Hards is going to try to take it to the end.
But he's front wing damage as well, David. He had front wing damage there by the looks of it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Speedy also pits. He gets a new wing, and he comes out on the hard compound tyre. Connor and Bruno Will, the two Haas drivers.
Oh, Bruno has closed the gap.
5 seconds. He really has, David. And he'll have the DRS straight coming up now after this long right-hander. Is he able to get the good exit and get in that slipstream of Connor R and pressure him and maybe try and get P1? Right before, especially, some of the pit stops, David. P1 could be perfect for that double stack as he has now DRS and he's challenging Connor R. Going into the hairpin, he takes the inside line, and he goes for it, takes the inside line, and Bruno Will moves up into P1, but he gets a bit wide on the exit. The Haas trying to come back around the outside, and doesn't. Bruno Will pits, and there we go. Bruno Will does pit, getting P1, David, could have been crucial, and Connor stays out now at P1, with Bruno, Presto, BC Legends, Toby Griffiths, and Marshall all pitting now in the early stages. It'll be interesting as well, David, to see what the strategies are going to be. Because we've got the strategies of a soft, medium, or a soft, hard that could get you to the end, but the end of the tyre life at the hards could be very struggly, especially trying to keep it round the corners and get the exits that you might need off the other drivers. But it's going to be interesting to see what everybody goes for. As Bruno Will goes to the hards, BC Legends goes to the hards, so does Presto, so does Toby, so does Marshall, and so does Noam. Everybody here, David, looking to do the one-stop strategy.
Yeah, it's risky. The softs are very slippery at the end, and same goes for the hards. You can probably count on 65, 70, 75% on the hards at the end.
Yeah, there will be a struggle, but as we know, David, these Division 1 racers are magic when it comes to their tyre wear, and they're able to do a lot of stuff. As we have XR Isaac Andre under pressure from Relic Nook, who's in the slipstream and has DRS, but is unable to make any attempt at any point at this current moment in time. David, do you mind just 1 second? I do apologise.
Yep.
Sorry about that, David. I am back as Relic Nook is looking to challenge Isaac Andre down the main straight into turn 1. Is not able to do that as FXBR does pit off the soft compound tyres. There's a couple of strategies there, David. You got Conor on the medium compound tyres in the hash behind his teammate of Bruno Will.
I wonder if Connor knows something that I don't, because from the looks of it, he has the same pace as Bruno has, but different tires. And Connor has a 23-25 pit stop window to add to his time from Bruno Will, so...
Which is also true, but as we mentioned, David, the hards can fall off a bit, and if he is better on the medium compound tyres, especially if he gets past Bruno Will now, if he gets past him and has that second run, it could really affect Bruno at the end of the race.
If he's stuck behind Bruno for 2 more laps, it's game over.
Yeah, but he does need to get past Bruno as soon as possible. He's in the slipstream at this current moment in time. DRS is now enabled and he's looking to make a move. He is in slipstream. He is catching very, very quickly. He has to look down the inside but doesn't make that move. And he holds off as Bruno locks up going into the hairpin, and that's going to give Conor a bit of a sniff and see if he's able to do it down the pit straight as he turns left now into the final corner. And and he nearly loses it. Gets a bit of the turf on the exit of that final corner and nearly puts it straight into the wall as he tries to look round the outside of his teammate of Bruno Will. Round the outside of turn 1, looking into turn 2. Is he able to do it? He's caught trying to get back under, and Bruno covers that very well and keeps P5 at this current moment in time, with the rest of the grid not pitting so far. As Speedy has just got ahead of ERN Gibby. Gibby on 7-lap-old hards. Speedy on 3-lap-old hards as Gibby is trying to challenge back, trying to go into turn 1. Speedy in the inside, Gibby round the outside, both on hard compound tyres, both trying to get to the end as much as they can. Speedy gives the space and Gibby gets ahead in P16. What a race we've had so far, David. It's very close between everybody. No one's pulling away from each other.
No offense to Bruno Will, but finally we have a couple of more rivals who can challenge him.
Indeed, David. Bruno Will is, without a doubt, the top man to beat at this current moment in time in Division 1. And his teammate is wanting to give some oomph to his race and challenge him as much as he could. With at the current moment in time, he does have a yellow fuel box, which means he is just slightly under his target time, using as much as he can. But it will be interesting to see what happens at the end, David, with one man doing the 1-stop and the other man doing a 2-stop especially.
It's really
very interesting to see how this ends up.
To be honest, Mark, I think Conor needed to be a bit faster than Bruno Will.
Yeah, for the 2-stop
to
work,
gain on
especially.
the 2-stop.
I mean, he is on the medium compound tyres, which is quicker no matter what of the hards. However, if you can get past the person who you are challenging for anyway, if you can get past, you've got clean air most of the time. If you get past, you're okay. But Gibby retires from the session in the pits. That's unfortunate for him.
Sorry,
very
Gibby.
unfortunate for him. At least it's in the pits, David. We don't like it when it's on the race or on the circuit, especially if you're just retiring. At least it's in the pits. As Conor is very close to Bruno Will, and Bruno Will is very close to ERN Boots, David. And we're going to have a bit of a slipstream train here, but it's going to be interesting to see if any moves are made. And Bruno Will is already looking to get down the inside of the Sauber and seeing if he can do it. He already has as the other Haas is looking to get down the inside of the Sauber, and they do. Both Hasses go up into the hairpin at the end of Sector 3, and both Hasses move up ahead of the Sauber. Brilliant move there from both of the Hasses, David. Really good moves there as Boots is looking to try and get back at Conor, and they haven't done it. Boots is still behind Conor. Really tough turn 1 and 2, David. You've really got the braking and the gears. You've got to get them perfect for that corner, David.
Yeah, and it
Presto.
looks like Connor used all his ERS to follow Bruno Will and pass Boots on that back straight. But that was a smart move. He had to pass.
Yeah, if you go on Bruno Will, Bruno Will is chilling at this moment in time with 73% ERS, whereas his teammate is on 20% ERS. A big difference, at least a 50% difference there, David, between his teammate. And that could really, crucially, at the end of the race, could cost him, because ERS is a big player this year. And especially in any other division, David, as you would know in Division 2 and be in Division 3, if you can control your ERS, David, it can really help you during the race.
Yeah.
As Bruno Will looks down the inside of Relic Nook, is he going to send it down the inside? He does! On the Haas, on the McLaren, and he gets it down the inside on the Mercedes. I've said 3 different car manufacturers there, and I got them all wrong. As Presto has got that move on BCC Legends. He's got that move done, and he's got past him there in the McLaren. Conor now down into P5 with Relic in P4. Bruno in P3, who is technically in that lead, David, because the first 2 haven't pitted yet off the medium compound tyre in P13.
And he has already closed the gap to them, so they are 20 seconds behind him.
Instinct Will and Maddest Gamer Boss there. Them two having a bit of a battle. Maddest Gamer Boss sends it down the inside of turn 2. Is he able to keep ahead of the Alpha Tauri? The sister team is hanging it around the inside into turn 3. And now on the outskirts of turn 4. And they're still side by side, heading towards the hairpin. And the end of sector 1 starts sector 2. And Red Bull has the inside line of Maddest Gamer Boss. And he stays ahead. And he claims P12 there in that little battle. Conor still very close behind Relic Nook, but is he able to, especially with the ERS here, as Relic Nook has about 40%, Bruno has 50%, 60%, and he's challenging Isaac Andre now. Down the inside is a hairpin. He's going to take the medium runner, and Bruno Will takes that, and he's into P2 already. Absolutely, David. I think you're going to agree with me with what I'm about to say as Bruno Will now moves into the leaders onto the podium and Isaac Andre pit. Bruno is in a league of his own this season so far.
Agree. But again, good to see Connor challenging him. The pace from the new FXBR guy also looked really strong in qualifying.
Yeah. Definitely did. But with Conor, David, he wasn't that far behind in qualifying, but the strategy that he's picked with the 2-stop doesn't seem to be working as much as he wanted to.
I mean, the medium tire it needs to be faster, and it's not at this track. The hard tire is a great race tire on this track.
As FXBR retires in the pit, just as you were speaking about him, David, he's retired in the pits, and that's a big shame for him. Had a really good qualifying, unfortunately couldn't progress that into the race, and that's unfortunate for him. As BC Legends is still behind Presto Evans in the Renault. The McLaren and the Renault will be close to each other. McLaren will have DRS, the Renault won't. Or Presto Evans can. BC Legends close that gap of 7/10 and close it down into the hairpin. He's currently, not able to do it. He's both on the same compound tyre, David, and it's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do. But onto the podium, and Isaac Andre are still battling with each other in the Red Bull and the Renault, who are both on fresh hards and will hopefully be trying to take it to the end as BC Legends and Presto goes to each other, but Relic Nook pits, and he goes on to the medium compound tyres, David.
Yeah. Medium Yeah, he started on hards, right?
I think he did. I think he did. I mean, if you wanted to check the race director to see what he started on, I think he started on the hards.
I'm looking.
Unless he's doing a medium soft.
No, he started on the hards. So,
he started on the
medium.
hards. Not a bad strategy. Still a good one stop for him. So he could still come into this at the end of the race, David. You never know with safety cars. Safety cars can pop out of nowhere, David. And they can always help. But BCT Legends is the closest man now in DRS throughout the entire field, David.
That's true.
Very close behind as we enter the back straight. Now, with overtake isn't enabled, but DRS is now enabled. Presto has more ERS than BCT Legends, and it's going to be a tough one maybe to try and overtake him and get past him, especially with the slipstream train that we could end up having, David. It's one of them, China. It's a big long straight with a lot of complicated corners, and you're either good at one of them or the other. It's one of them, David.
Yeah, that's true. Isaac Andre is closing up to Noam.
Isaac Andre, 0.4 of a second now behind Noam going down the pit straight track.
Noam is completely out of ERS.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Compared to Isaac Andre's 40%, and Isaac Andre is just sat behind him, waiting for an opportunity now to see if he can make a move on the Williams. And talking about Williams, David, it's a very big shame I don't know about you, David, being the age that you are.
Oh my god!
As Isaac Andre loses an M plate there, trying to make a move on Noam. Noam moved across by the looks of it, David, under braking, and the Red Bull has gone straight into the back of him, and that has lost Isaac Andre a left M plate, sorry, David, and that's a big thing for him especially. What a shame there for the Red Bull. A really big shame. He's missing the left end plate, the right end plate seems to be okay. That's really hurt his chances here, David. Onto the podium, close behind Noam as well. Noam is still close behind Isaac Andre. They're looking to make a move on each other. Noam sends it down the inside.
Oh
there wasn't much room there. And Noam gets ahead of Isaac Andre. But there wasn't much room there as Isaac Andre tries down on the inside. And Isaac Andre is battling and tries to get ahead and does get ahead, which brings the Renault into contention. The three abreast going down the inside. The Renault gets ahead of onto the podium. No one behind him. Noam hits the back of onto the podium, which causes Isaac Andre to hit the back of the Williams. It's absolute chaos here down the first few corners in Division 1 here in ERN. And Isaac Andre is looking to send it down the inside, and Noam does the defend, tries to the underroad, but the Mercedes is trying to get back down the inside. They're side by side now. The Red Bull and the Williams side by side going for the left-hander after sitting sector 2, and the Williams gets ahead of the Red Bull as Relic Nook is trying to get past the Red Bull now in the Mercedes. Wow, what a chaotic couple of corners we had there, David.
I really hope Isaac Andre made a clip of that, moving under braking from Noam. That is disgusting driving.
From our position, David, it looked like Noam did move under braking there massively to the right-hand side, just like Albon did to Romain Grosjean today at
Not
Monza.
the first time.
As Isaac Andre, Relic Nook, sorry, is looking to get past Isaac Andre down the inside to the hairpin, down the DRS zone. He's got that move done and moves up into P9. And so does ERN Boots, gets past the other Red Bull of Maddest Gamer Boss in the Sauber. He gets past him and moves up to P11. But what I was about to say, David, before all that chaos went on, was today was the day at Monza that the official Williams family move away from their team, and I wanted to just say thank you For the memories to Williams, we hope that the success with the new team is fantastic with the Williams name. And we just wanted to say a big thank you for all the memories across the years to Frank Williams and his daughter. Thank you very much.
Couldn't agree more. It's sad to see them go. They had something special. The last family-owned F1 team.
Yeah, it really is, especially when you look back into the 90s, David. I mean, I was born in 1997, a lot later than you were, and you got to watch the actual prime Williams, and I had to recap. You know, they had Senna back in the day. They also had Prost, Mansell. They had everybody who was able there, and they did a fantastic job. And it is a shame at this current moment in time of what's going on, but that's life, and it's good to see that the Williams names will survive as Relic Nook is looking to challenge Noam, going round the outside of the Williams as we speak about him, trying to get that move done, but Noam stays ahead as Conor R picks off his two-stop strategy and goes on to his other set of mediums, and he's going to come out, David.
Now he needs to push.
Yeah, he really does need to push. It's hoping that them hard compound tyres may drop off. He's really hoping for that, David. He'll definitely pull away from Marshall as well. And look at Noam are challenging into turn 1 and turn 2, into turn 3.
From Relic.
And Relic,
oh my God,
gets ahead.
That was
Relic
beautiful.
Does get ahead. Absolutely beautiful there, David.
He pulled Noam out to the parking lot.
BCC Legends though, David.
Noam was
right
in the queue for a hot dog after that one.
He's looking to get some hot dogs at a concession stand, David.
Best pass I've seen in a long time.
We got BCC Legends, who is very close behind Presto, but Bruno Will, David, has a 12-second gap to P2. Onto the podium is very close behind ERN Marshall, who is less than he's about 6 tenths clear, along with Noam, who's still about 9 tenths clear of the Mercedes. A couple of gaps between most of the drivers, David, but we still got some gaps very close to each other with other drivers, especially with onto the podium and Marshall. Onto the podium has been on the 4-lap hards. Marshall is on the 11-lap hards.
Yeah, we have some different strategies.
A lot of different strategies, David, and Connor is in P5 at the minute. He was challenging Bruno. His two-stop didn't seem to work as onto the podium, and Marshall is challenging down the inside into turn 1. Marshall takes the outside line, onto the podium takes the inside, and onto the podium has got that move done, and he moves into P6. Really good stuff from him, in fact. Really good stuff from onto the podium. David, I'm going to ask a question because you were on commentary and I wasn't. Last week in Vietnam, what was the top 3 for Vietnam? Do you remember?
No. I don't, sorry.
You're like me, David. Memory of a goldfish. Memory of a goldfish.
My memory is great, but not that long.
Yeah, no worries at all. Vietnam was a difficult track in itself, David, as you will fully well know. It was less grippy, very hard to do, maybe even a one-stop there, and the soft compound tyres were the best tyre to race on. With moving on to China, David, the track is completely different.
Yeah, this is more of my track. I'm not enjoying the closed street tracks.
So we should count you out for Monaco, Azerbaijan, and Singapore, David? Is that correct?
Singapore is one of my favorite street circuits, but still don't like it. But Singapore is alright. But Monaco and Baku, Vietnam, no.
See, I don't think Baku's that bad. I think Singapore's worse than Baku. Monaco's Monaco. It can just go away. Same with Vietnam. Vietnam just doesn't have the traction for any race car whatsoever.
Don't remind me.
Well, Baku isn't too. David, it could be worse. You could hit your teammate in a corner and lose the win. Lose the win. You could do that.
Yeah. Imagine the chat
that...
after with your teammate.
Oh mate, you gotta remember my teammate lives on the same street as me.
Oh my
so you
God.
can imagine how that went, David.
Well, I did get killed in Monza by my teammate.
Yeah, that's true as well. Look, it's right behind Marshall now. He's in the slipstream.
Oh.
DRS is now enabled. He's going down the inside. On the medium compound tyres is Veliknook. On the hard compound tyres is Marshall. And he sends it down the inside. And he gets that job done ahead of the Sauber. And Noam gets his job done on Boots. I think Boots might have lost it a bit. He was very close to the apex of the hairpin. And I think he may have had a bit of squirrelness on the braking there, David. But as you know, David, I think, if I remember rightly, looking back at the Division 3 stream, the incident between me and my teammate wasn't captured on the stream. So for people who don't know, my teammate was a lap down and I went to go down the inside. I went to go into one of the corners. My teammate missed his braking zone and hit me. So, as we all know, crossing the line first without a broken wing is always the best option.
Yeah, it happens.
But I still finished P2, David. So I can't really complain, can I?
That's great.
Same
with me. I had a great recovery drive on the halves and spun on my own. So yeah. It happens.
You had a poor start, David, if I remember rightly, but you did do well to come back, and then you binned it on the last corner. The last corner, David.
I promise it. It was an accident. I promise.
Yeah, as Veliknook is looking in the slipstream of onto the podium, he's going to send it. Veliknook is going to send it down the inside. They're very close together. They're trying to get as much as they can. And onto the podium, has to forfeit that position. And Veliknook is in P6. But I'll tell you what, David, there's some people in the Twitch chat at this current moment in time winding me up, should I say, about me getting crashed into in Vietnam. We have Massey saying he paid Apex off, the little joker. He's my main rival this season.
Yeah.
Oh dear,
I can't wait for Division 3 China. I think you and Massey are going to have a great fight. Now Fragstar is back to
Fragstar comes back and wins his first race. He comes back, David, and wins the first race.
Yeah. Fragstar the party killer.
Yeah, indeed. He wants his title back, does Fragstar. Yeah. That's what he wants.
The champ is back.
Yeah, exactly. Onto the podium is less than 8 tenths behind Veliknook, and Noam is less than 8 tenths behind Marshall. Couple of big gaps here, David, here in China, but a couple of drivers staying within their times at this current moment in time. As Massey says in the Twitch chat, he turned around and said to me, David, we started on the front row together twice. I love racing Dame. Massey, I love racing you too. You're just annoying sometimes when I don't need you to be there. But that's racing. But that's racing. I need you to kind of back off a bit, Massey. But if you mind doing that, that'd be fantastic. But if not, welcome the challenge.
Oh my God.
As Noam is very close behind Marshall, less than 2 tenths now separate these two. As Noam is trying to make down the inside, into turn 2, into turn 3 now. The Sauber, they make contact down the inside of each other, making contact, banging wheels together, and the Williams has to yield, and the Sauber stays ahead of ERN Marshall. That was brilliant racing from each other. Not much damage between the two, but a bit of contact between the two also. But Bruno, David, 15 seconds ahead. 15
Yeah.
seconds! This is our top division, David, and he's creaming it.
I wish Connor did the same strategy. But yeah.
We really do. Connor definitely has some pace to maybe challenge through it all well, but maybe that medium strategy didn't work the best for him, David. As Noam is looking to make a move. Boots is looking to make a move on Noam, and Noam is looking to make a move on Marshall. Marshall is in serious trouble as Noam moves round the outside. Is he going to do it? He tries to do the under and over. Boots is very close behind. But Noam is right alongside Marshall. Is he going to be able to do it? Marshall pulls ahead and into the pit straight. The pit straight now with DRS enabled. Is Noam able to make a move into turn 1? Noam is very, very close behind Marshall. He makes a move down the inside into turn 1. And he gets that move done. But does he? As Marshall is still fighting. Yes, he does. But Marshall has the inside line now, tries to go across. There's more wheel banging, and they're still side by side, going into turn 5 and into turn 6 now. But the other Sauber gets ahead of Boots. Marshall must have some damage. Boots challenges Noam, and they all come ahead. Noam in 8th, Boots in 9th, and Marshall in 10th. Bit of a quick insane moment there. The battle for P8 is the biggest battle of them all at the moment in time in the grid, as Instinct Will is very close behind Isaac Andre also. Boots is so close behind Noam, man. Look at that. Less than 0.2 of a second behind.
Yeah.
Ooh, Conor is now less than a second.
More ERS.
Yeah, Conor is now less than a second then to BCT Legends also. Boots is making the move on Noam. The side by side, Noam keeps it down the inside. Is he able to get that job done? Noam stays ahead just about. Boots then loses it on the exit of the hairpin. Had to keep it in check there and is staying P9 but gets a better exit than Noam. Noam went a bit wide there and he keeps ahead so far, but going into turn 1, is Boots able to make a move? Round the outside, he's going to challenge. No, he doesn't. He's unable to stay and keep the pace ahead, and Noam stays ahead on the hard compound tyre. A bit of a crazy race so far, David. We've had a bit of a boring at the start, but then also with some of the people up ahead, but then some battles in the midsection. It's been one of those up and down races, hasn't it?
Yeah. Imagine if we had a safety car now.
Oh, David, don't give me flashbacks to Bahrain, man. But don't give me flashbacks to Bahrain. I couldn't breathe after Bahrain. Conor is very close.
Yeah.
It's very, very close to BCT Legends, and he's looking to make this move done. He's already got DRS. He's got overtake enabled. He's got to send it down the inside, and he gets that job done way before the hairpin. And Conor moves up into the podium positions, and not a bad strategy to get a podium on his first race, David, but he could have challenged for P1 if the strategy was correct. As Boots also goes down the outside. Oh no, he's trying to make the move done. The two Saubers are still battling the Williams in 4P8. And they're trying to get that job done between Noam and Boots and Marshall. They're still trying to get ahead of Noam. Noam is defending for his life. Going around the outside now. It's Boots. He gets ahead slightly. They're still side by side now. Going into turn 2. Into turn 3. And they're still going ahead with each other. Noam is still defending for his life. But I think Boots and Noam are still side by side. 5 corners in with each other. Trying their best into the hairpin of turn 6. But Noam stays ahead for another lap, but doesn't get the greatest of exits, and Boots gets ahead, capitalizes on that exit, trying to go around the outside. Noam holds the inside line, and Noam and Boots.
Yeah, only one loser to that one, and that was Noam. Marshall has enough ERS to defend Noam on the last straight, I think. Maybe not.
My microphone was on mute
Yeah.
there. I was screaming like hell.
Oh no,
I take it you
no,
didn't hear it. No, I'm battling Marshall now. He's in the slipstream of the DRS, trying to get around the outside now. Can he get the outside done? He's battling it towards the hairpin. Marshall trying to defend around the outside. He can't do it. Lock up from Noam. Marshall goes down the inside, trying to get capitalized on the lock up, and isn't able to do that. I take it my mic was on mute for that entire battle between Boots, Marshall, and Noam.
Last lap.
David, was it? Was it on mute?
Yeah, for a while it was, but not now.
God damn it. Damn it.
Oh, Bruno Will has puncture! Bruno has a puncture!
Bruno has a puncture!
Oh
Bruno Will has a
God.
puncture! And he's 7 seconds behind! It's
God.
Presto! Bruno has a puncture! Going down the final straight now! He's got a front left puncture! Presto! It's 3 seconds behind! Now 2 seconds! And he's going to be catching Bruno Will! And it is fucking a fast 3! I apologise for swearing, but this is insane! Presto! He's looking to get him!
Tomorrow. Oh my God!
Oh, look at this! Look how close Presto is now! Bruno can't turn the car! Presto going down the inside of the hairpin! So is the Haas behind him! The Haas's teammate gets P2! Presto wins the Chinese Grand Prix! The Haas in P2 of Panama! Bruno P3! BCT Legends gets P3 on penalties! Ahead of Bruno Will! Toby Griffiths gets P5, Relic P6, onto the podium P7. Boots is going to claim P8, Noam P9, and Marshall P10. What an insane finish! Noam gets ahead of Boots, Marshall gets ahead of Noam 8th, Marshall 8th, Noam 9th, Minus Gamer Boss 10th, Boots 11th, Isaac Andre P11, Instinct Will P13, and ERN Speedy P14, who's going to give us a few donuts. He is Mystery on Speedy, my former Division 3 buddy. God, we miss you down in our division. I'll see you soon, ERN Speedy. But what a crazy last lap that was, and I completely apologise, David. I hope you accept my apology there for swearing at the end. Mate. I completely apologise. I really do. That was out of nowhere, was that puncture, and that was completely insane. Presto Evans takes P1 along with his the Haas teammate of Bruno Will Conor taking P2, and Bruno in P3. That puncture, David, came out of nowhere. Wow. It wasn't even Bruno in P3, that's what David. Bruno must have had a penalty for cutting the corner under the puncture. Because I didn't get any penalties pop up. The McLaren got P3, which was BCC Legends.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Very, very unfortunate there for Bruno, who dominated the entire race, David. But it just shows just one puncture can capitalise and ruin everything for you in a race. But well done to Presto Evans. You get P1 here in China, along with Conor R in P2 and BC Legends in P3. David, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I have to say Conor. I mean, perfectly executed two-stop off. Only his second race in ERN. Yeah, he's my driver of the day for sure.
Conor is your driver of the day, not a bad shout to be perfectly honest, but you've also got people like Relic Nook and Toby Griffiths, who were P14 and P8, both finishing P6 and P5. Good drives from them. But Conor, in your first ERN Division 1 race, you haven't done a bad race at all. Your strategy wasn't the perfect, but you got lucky with Bruno Will at the end there, so I think I'll give you driver of the day. Also, I'll agree with David What a race that was here for Division 1. Wow.
Wow.
Absolute chaos, David, at last there.
It will... oof, my god. That last lap was almost like real F1 when they switched the camera to Lewis Hamilton on the last lap and he had a puncture.
In Silverstone.
Oh
yeah. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did enjoy Division 1 European race night here on a Sunday. We will be back tomorrow with Division 2 on Monday at 7:30 and Division 3 on Tuesday also at 7:30. I've been Dame Zero. Alongside me, my co-commentator, Mr. ERN Storm. We hope you have enjoyed this stream of Division 1 and we'll see you tomorrow for Division 2. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you later.
Bye.